The shiftiest players in the world are consistently able to get into this position. If you aren't comfortable here, you are limiting your ability to move and change direction smoothly. This is regardless of size. A 6'6" SGA is doing this, a 6'9" Paul George, a 6'11" Kevin Durant, so you have no real excuse here. In this video, we're gonna go over a progression and teach your body how to get comfortable in these positions. So in this position, shoulders will be low, and what you'll often find is the knee and the shin will drop very close to the ground. Sometimes they'll literally even hit the ground. So we'll be in like this position. And you'll find this on decelerations or when guards are changing direction, which is also just another way to decelerate. All you're doing is decelerating and then going the other way, just to change the direction, right? Oftentimes, this inside part of the shoe will drag, especially if we're crossing over the ball. So you'll see people like Allen Iverson drag that foot. So we're really thinking about the knee and the shin and the inside part of our shoe getting very low to the ground. So in order for you to be comfortable in this position, you have to get very used to rotating your hips in. A lot of times when I teach players this, the first instinct, especially when they're younger, like 6th grade, is they will bend over like this, where it's like they're stretching out their groin so the leg is straight. So that knee and that shin never really gets close to the ground. We want to rotate the hip in, and now this position is even possible, right? And now not only do you have to have enough mobility to constantly be able to move like this, but you have to have enough strength that you can constantly move out of positions like this and get into them quickly and get out of them quickly. The first thing we're going to do is called 90-90. So we're going to be on the ground. We don't need a ball for this. This is just a mobility exercise. So we're going to create two 90-degree angles with both of our legs. So it's basically an angle with the thigh and the shin on both sides. And we're just going to constantly be rotating our hips in and out. So if I'm in this position, all I'm going to do is keep my feet down and then just rotate my hips out. Now, as I'm getting into this position, I really want to make sure that this shin that's further out in front of me actually hits the ground. So that's where that internal hip rotation comes. We want to really push it down so that this knee is on the ground and this knee is on the ground. And so we're constantly just going to be cycling this back and forth. As you get the hang of it, I want to see if you can do it without the support of your arms behind you. So you're just going to have your hands up here, and then you're constantly just going to be rotating in and out. We're not really looking for speed here. We're just trying to get comfortable rotating the hips in and out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a ball. We're going to put it on the ground. We're going to get our feet really wide. When we're changing direction, when we're decelerating and we're getting into these positions, you'll notice that players are very wide with their feet. Much easier to change directions, much easier to decelerate and shift weight when you're wide. So get wide here. You're going to get the ball. You're going to put it on the left side of your body, and you're going to get your right arm and put it on the outside part of the ball. And then you're just going to roll the ball. As you're rolling this ball, I want to see if this inside shin and this inside knee can get close to the ground. So again, we're trying to get that sole of the foot to basically be on the ground. So instead of here, where it's flat, that inside sole is on. All right, so we're just here. Again, not looking for any type of speed here. This is a mobility exercise. You can use this as a warm-up, but constantly making that knee and that shin drop towards the ground while rolling the ball here. Now, when we're doing this, we're basically just shifting our weight to whatever leg is up. So if I'm shifting this way, it's my left leg that's up, what'll happen is that inside hip will be rotating. So anytime you see a player who's crossing over the ball and they're in this position, they're shifting their weight on the right. This left knee is the one that's rotating. So it's like this. All right, so that's what that weight shift really looks like. Now we're just going to be adding a drill. So we're just going to cross again, get your feet wide. Again, we're shifting back and forth, rotating the hips, but we're just crossing. Again, not looking for speed here, right? We're just crossing back and forth. If you want added accountability to really kind of force yourself down, you can touch the ground. So it'd be cross, touch, cross, touch, cross, touch. Notice I'm not touching down the middle. I'm touching whatever side I'm shifting over. So if I cross right to left, touch over the left. Cross left to right, touch over the right. Again, constantly just shifting back and forth here. Now, next one, same concept, but you're going with one foot in front of the other and you're going cross between. Again, I would like you here to at least try to touch your hand on the ground. If you can't, that's totally fine, but at least try to. It'll kind of force you to shift your weight. So it'll be cross, touch, between. Cross, touch, between. Now notice that position I made with this back foot. Knee very close to the ground, shin very close to the ground. Inner part of the shoe is on the ground. So it's cross, touch, between, cross, touch, between, cross, touch, between. Again, just getting very used to those low positions where my knees are on the ground and I'm shifting my weight and my hips are rotating in. After you've sort of gotten those drills down, you want to start actually moving your feet. So in all those drills, really wasn't too dynamic, wasn't really going fast. Now we're going to try to add speed, but when we go fast, I don't want you to shorten your range of motion. You're still going through that same range of motion, but just quickly. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be stepping out with our outside foot. So we're gonna hold ball right hand, and we're gonna be stepping out like this. Notice the ball hits the ground first. So ball, foot. Now I'm in this position. I'm in a nice split stance where I can shift my weight. Feet are wide, right? I'm gonna be going under, right? So this is basically a snatch. So dribble, snatch. Now I can get it back in my hand. Dribble, snatch. If you wanna just cross, that's fine too. Dribble, snatch. So push, ball out, step, snatch. Again, if you wanna added accountability, touch the ground. Boom, touch. All right, again, notice the position of that back foot all the way to the ground. Whether or not I touch the ground, I'm still in this position, right? With the knee close to the ground, the shin close to the ground, my hip rotated in. But touching the ground kind of forces you to do that a little bit better if you're not already used to it. Now, it's the same concept with this next drill, but now we're gonna be going behind, again, as we step out. So adding a little bit of steps, adding a little bit of movement, just kind of challenges to get into these positions a little quicker and get out of these positions a little quicker. So we're gonna go behind while we're stepping out, and that's where we're getting to that reverse snatch. So behind, snatch, behind, snatch, behind, snatch. And as you get the hang of it, you're just dropping in even more. And if I wanna add accountability, touching the ground. So behind, touch, snatch, behind, touch, snatch, behind, touch, look at that position, feet real wide, shin down to the ground, knee down to the ground, hip rotated in. After you've gotten those kind of more stationary drills, I want you to actually get comfortable moving out of this, really getting to the rim. So all you're gonna do is find yourself some space and actually drive to the rim out of this. The main one I want you to get comfortable in is a cross between, because it's easiest to shift weight out of this. If you're gonna go like a snatch, you sort of have to switch your feet and then go. So what we're gonna do for this video is we're gonna go between, cross, all right? So I did this stationary, but now we're gonna split into it. So my feet are gonna jump into that position, split stance, right? Feet wide, rotate the hip in, shift the weight, and then get out. So it's gonna look like this. All right, so that entire progression will help get you very comfortable in these low positions where the shins and the knees are dropping. You get very comfortable decelerating and changing directions. If you like this video, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on the rest of my socials.